We're back at the Senedd today to interview the leader of Welsh Labour and the First Minister for Wales, Carwyn to find out what his vision is for young people in Wales. Let's hear what he's got to say. Carwyn, a term that we hear a lot around election times is about this grey vote, a group within society that turns out in its masses to cast their votes. But the same can't be said for young people, so what's gone wrong?
Well, I wish I had an easy answer to that. I don't know. I know that older people vote in larger numbers than younger people. And what I always say to younger people is, if you don't vote, you won't be heard. The last thing we want is to move to a society where more attention is paid to people of a certain age because they vote than younger people because they don't vote. So it's hugely important that young people actually exercise their right to vote. When I'm on the doorstep and someone says to me, I don't vote, why would I listen to them? But if somebody says to me on the doorstep, I do vote, why should I vote for you? Then I've got to listen and make my case as a politician. And what I'd like to see is more young people doing just that.
As part of these interviews, I've been asking party leaders to sit back and to imagine that they were the First Minister for Wales. Now, for obvious reasons, you don't need to imagine that. So can you tell me a bit about what you've been doing as a government to improve the lives of young people?
Well, if we start off with early years, the foundation phase has helped so many young people. We've invested in school buildings. We've seen a lot of new buildings open up around Wales. We're seeing standards improve, GCSE and A-level. And of course, we've been helping our university students to enable them not to carry a huge amount of debt, some debt, that's true, but a huge amount of debt as they go into working life. And of course, we've got schemes like the Jobs Growth Wales scheme, where young people have had the chance of an apprenticeship. 80% of those who went on that scheme have had a permanent job at the end of it. So it's offering young people the chance to use their abilities and their qualifications to get a job. That's what it's about.
Now for a quick fire round, forget the political rhetoric and the jargon and keep the answers as brief as possible. Do you believe in vote at 16?
Yes.
And will that be implemented by the time of the next Assembly elections, given that you have the power, or if you do have the power?
We'll get the power in 2018. Whether we can get it done by 2021, we'll have to wait and see.
Are you a socialist?
Yes.
When people think of the First Minister, they may think perhaps Nicola Sturgeon before Carwyn Jones. Do you ever feel overshadowed by Nicola Sturgeon?
No, I'm much bigger than her.
Do you envisage yourself leading Welsh Labour into the next Assembly election?
That's what I plan to do.
Okay. Immigration, do you think the levels should be lowered?
And the level should be appropriate to the number of jobs that are available. We need to make sure that our people have jobs, we know that.
Can you sum up Plaid Cymru in one word?
Well, one word. It's very difficult to do that in one word, isn't it?
Yes.
For me, unrealistic. Unrealistic is the word when it comes to independence.
Okay, and one word for your own party?
Opportunity.
And can you say a bit about why voting counts? Why is it so important to go out to those voting stations and to cross those ballot papers?
No vote, no voice. If you don't vote, people won't listen to you.
And finally, can you just take 30 seconds to sum up why Welsh Labour is the party for young people?
We're strongly rooted in Wales, but we're a party of fairness, of justice and of opportunity. And those are the things that really count for young people. If we can't set our young people on the right track in life, then we'd fail as a government. And I'd argue that over the past few years, we've given lots of young people opportunities and we want to continue to do that.
Okay, Carwyn Jones, diolch yn fawr.